Hello everyone, this is Linda. Welcome to Lenny P's Place. I hope you're all doing well today. This is a video for the flea market, hashtag flea market journal challenge that's being hosted by Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming, Susan from Susan Hiles Art, and Maria from Maria's Miscellany. It's a challenge to use only things that have been thrifted, found, free, or from the Dollar Tree. And you can also use trash, mail, junk mail, stuff like that. And in case I forgot to mention, we're making a journal with all this stuff. So last week we were to get our covers done, and so I got my cover done last week, and I did a video, and I made my cover from an old thrifted file folder. It was a hanging file folder. So and I have magnets in it to close it, and I just used some thrifted fabrics on it. And then I did start on the inside, so we'll just get right on into it. This week we were supposed to do pages and pockets, I think. I hope that's what it was. Well, I went ahead and did a little bit of embellishment and stuff like that, just because I wanted to work on it, and I will do a little bit with you today. We'll do a little craft with me. But I'll show you what I got done. So I've got my pages in. This is a piece of scented drawer liner. So my book smells good. This is just a collaged note card or postcard that I made a long time ago. And this was an embellishment that I got from my friend Roseanne. So I just attached this on the top and made a top tuck. Is that what you call it? I'm not up to all the terms. I can't keep them straight in my head. So if they're wrong, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so I'll still have to do something on this page. This was a manila envelope that I had put in here, and last week I got a lovely happy mail from my friend Carol, and she had watercolored on this beautiful rag paper, and so I used it to cover the envelope, and I left it open at the top for a pocket, and then I wrapped it around and used the rest for a pocket here. Do I have anything to stick in there? Just a little piece of paper. So I have a pocket here, and then this opens, and there's a pocket there. Let's see. This is a piece of handmade paper. It's a fiber paper. It's cotton, but it might have some other stuff in it. So there's that. And this is a piece of parchment paper. And all of these papers, everything has been thrifted. I don't have anything that came from anywhere other than the thrift store, except for my pretty embellishments that I received from my friends. So we'll just move on from there. Here's another piece of scented drawer liner. This is another beautiful embellishment that I got from Roseanne that I made a tuck spot out of. And you can put something kind of big in there. If I had something. This is from Roseanne too, which will be going in, but not there. So You can put something quite large in there. It'll work out really good. This is from an old ledger book that I found at the thrift store. This is another piece of paper from a book, and it is a fiber. It's actually, it was an old photo book, I guess, is what it was. There wasn't anything in it when I got it, but I took it apart, and it has the photo corner, so you can put something in here if you want to. So I might do that. These were attached, so I left it on there. And this paper is also a handmade paper. And this is another piece of ephemera that I got from Carol. And I hinged that in. I folded it over and hinged it in. So I think I'm going to leave it like this. I thought about gluing it, making a pocket, and I still might. But then I thought, well, I could leave it like this. It would be pretty. And if I wanted to, which I won't do because I never do, could use this for journaling. But since I don't ever journal in my journals, I don't expect anything will get done with it. This is a piece of I heard Sherry call this computer stationery. I never knew what to call it before. So thanks, Sherry. Now I know what it is. And I coffee dyed it some time back. Here's an old piece of graph paper from a book. Some music paper. This is quite heavy paper. And then this is another piece of paper that I think I dyed this with egg coloring, but I'm not sure. I think I did. Another just sheet of paper from a book that I got from the thrift store. This came out of a thrifted book. And tracing paper. And this is the center of another thrifted book. And then we just start over again. And I think I've put a few things maybe in here, so we'll just go through each page and see if I've done anything back here. Maybe I didn't. No, I guess I didn't do anything else. So that's how far I've gotten. Now, I have picked some things to work with. And I tried to get, just to use things that I have thrifted, which is not hard to do because most of my stuff does come from the thrift store. These are some paints, some inks, and I've never opened them, I've never used them. I don't know, Let's Color is all it says on here, and I don't know how you use them because each one, you know, they're like ombre, I think is what you call it, and they go from a dark to a light. I don't know. Anyway, they're not really ombre, I don't guess. I don't know what they are. Anyway, they're each little thing just, you know, changes color. So I've never used them. I just picked them up, thought someday maybe. And then I have these watercolors that I actually bought for my granddaughter at the thrift store, and she hasn't used them very much. For some reason, she's not into that kind of painting. She doesn't care about that part. But anyway, I'm just using hers. Then, let's see, what else have I got? Oh, I don't have to make a lot of ephemera because I've decided to use the ephemera from my friends that have gifted it to me through the last few years. Be a good place to keep it in this journal. So that's what I'm going to do with it. I have some lace, I have some fabrics, and then under here I have some butterflies from I got these. I didn't buy these. I got them in something from a thrift store. Or did I get them from the Dollar Tree? I'm not sure. Ashland, I don't know what, I think that's Michael's brand, but man, I tell you, I think they came from the thrift store. I'm pretty sure. No, I think they came from the Dollar Tree. I believe that's where they came from. But I don't know if the Dollar Tree sells that. But anyway, I have a ton of other stuff in here that I might use, I might not. So I've got this basket. And we'll put it here because I am planning on doing a few things. And then I have some bits of scrap papers. And I'm not going to try to decide here what came from the thrift store and what came from a scrapbook or what came from a digital, because I don't know. All I know is if I wasn't using them, I would be trashing them. So I'm just going to say they're trashed and I'm going to use them. So, and then there's a few things in here. I might use some of these. These are mostly, I think these are mostly, I cut out a lot of these from my old calendars. So these are just some scraps from a calendar. That's from my night cream, the box it comes in. Yeah, these are all from, most of these things are from my calendar, except for the trash that I kept, which is going to be probably scattered amongst these things. Here's some more things from, I've had a while, I don't know where they came from. Anyway, I thought I might could use some of those, and these came off of some mail, I guess. Anyway, we'll just get started and see where, I'll get started and see where we end up, or where I end up. I say we, but you know I'm talking about me. You're not here helping me. This came from the thrift store, and I kind of like these because you can, they're perforated, so you can tear them apart, and they're different colors of vellum, but they're very, I guess if you bought the vellum from them, it would be not so thick. It would be more of a thinner paper, I suppose. This is just a sample thing of different types of, this is white vellum. This is called pewter. This is blue stone, brown, smoke gray, pink ice. You can really see it really shows up nice on the back, more than I think on the front. Orchid, champagne. That's it. Oh no, there's one more. Sagebrush. So yeah, got that at the thrift store for 50 cents some time ago. And then just some different sheets of old book page that I got from the thrift store. I must have, these are die cuts. I must have cut those out. Some more book page. And just some papers. Ooh, that's nice. I don't know what that is. Anyway, just some old doilies and stuff in here. So I think that I have enough things here to fill this journal. So let's just, I know you're supposed to do embellishments next week, but I'm going to do a few embellishments today. I am not real good at following the rules. I always want to put my pages in before I embellish. Before I do anything else, I put pages. Always put pages. Oh yeah, and ruffles. We need ruffles. So let's see what I got. I have this box of just ruffles that I've made, you know, from old fabrics and stuff. So I could use some of those. And then I have this pile of stuff here that has been laying on my desk from other projects. So maybe use those up. Okay, I think we have. I think there's plenty of stuff here. Okay, let me get a drink of water. And yeah, I'm a little behind on all of my projects. I had a biopsy done on a little tiny place on my face that you couldn't even see. It was just a little scaly spot that didn't heal. So, and it was only about as big around as the end of my finger, and you couldn't really even see it unless I had makeup on, and then you could see where it was kind of a dry spot. So I went and had it checked, and it came back. It was basal cell, I think, something. Anyway, it was a cancerous spot, but not, you know, one that was going to turn into something big. So I went to the Mohs clinic a couple of days ago on Wednesday. Today's Friday. Yeah, day before yesterday. Seemed like a long time ago. And I went to the Mohs clinic, and for those of you who don't know, it's kind of like they just specialize, I think, in skin cancers and then repairing the places where they have to cut. So anyway, it's kind of really close to the side of my nose and sort of down along the end of my nose. And so like like right here, right there, really tiny little spot right there. So, by the way, that's a face that my friend Lynn drew from a bit of birdsong. Okay, so anyway, I went in, he did it, and it was just a little tiny spot. He cut a place about as big around as the end of my finger, just where it was, and the first time when they sent it to the lab, it came back clear. So he didn't have to do any more cutting on me. But then he had to repair it. So again, I'll use Lynn's picture. So it's like it's right here. He said, now I can stitch it there and you'll have a scar about that long. And it'll be noticeable because it's going to be right up here on the bottom of your cheek. He said, or I can bring it over and put it in your smile line here and it won't show. The only thing was that to bring it over, he had to stretch my skin and then he had to make a little bit longer incision. So that's what I said, well, you're the plastic surgeon, you know better than I do. So he said, well, I would bring it in your smile line. So I said, okay, let's do that. So what he had to do, this is a little gross, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway. What he had to do is he had to go up underneath my skin and pull up on all that skin and loosen it so that he could bring it all the way over here and stitch it into my smile line. Well, he got it in my smile line, and the scar is not going to show very much, I'm pretty sure. But my whole face here, my eye is black, my cheek is all swollen and black and blue, and very, very sore. In order to wear my glasses, what I had to do, I had to put tape on them so that they would sit further on my face so that the swelling, so that they didn't hit my cheek where it's swollen. And yeah, so I look a mess. I look like somebody just took their fist and just beat the snot out of my face on my one side. It's very sore, but I know it's gonna heal up just fine. But anyway, until I figured out late last night that I could put some tape on my glasses and use them, I haven't been able to do any crafting because I couldn't see. Now, I don't need glasses for distance, but I do need them for close-up. And I just couldn't have them on. They just were hurting my face too bad because it was swollen. So I have fixed them, and now I can see, and I'm in business. So now that I've told you all that, which you probably didn't want to know about, we'll just go ahead and work on my journal. I don't know why I'm so thirsty today. Anyway, let's see. I'm going to say this page is done. So I'm going to move over here. Now, I normally work from the front to the back, but I'm not going to do that because I have so many kind of big things I want to put in first. So I'm just going to kind of switch around, and I need some kind of substantial paper for some of this stuff because it's a little heavy. I think we'll do something right here. Let's see. And I haven't planned anything because I never do. I should, but I don't. I have some pretty tags here that I got in Happy Mail, and I am so sorry that I don't remember who these came from. I've had them for quite a while, and I don't remember. My mind doesn't keep up with things like they used to. I used to could remember who I got things from, but I can't anymore, so I have to write who they're from, and I did not write who this was from, and I don't remember. So I'm very sorry if they came from someone that's watching. I hope you will let me know if you see this and you remember that you gave these to me. Okay, anyway, we have those tags that I can put in some pockets. They're so pretty. And I wish I could remember who I got them from. Okay, so I got those. And I want to use these journaling cards that I got from Roseanne. I'll put those there. And let's see what else is in here that I might want to use. There's a piece of embossed paper. I'm not sure where that came from. It's pretty though, and look at it, it's so pretty. I think I probably did that because I think I have this embossing folder. I don't remember, but I guess I probably did it. I don't know. I have some tea bags that I took apart. This is, I got this from Carol also, and I was thinking that I might put this back here on the back page if the journal doesn't get too thick. And let's see. I think I'm just going to start with some of this stuff here, and I'll make some pockets for these. But maybe I'll try some of this watercoloring. This looks like a good page to do some watercoloring on. Do I know how to do watercoloring? Absolutely not. But I'm just gonna put some just gonna put a little color down on here. So I think I'll use this one. So what colors do we need? Guess I could start with some green. Okay, let's do some green. Probably need something to dab my. I meant to bring some wipes in here and I forgot them. So I don't know what color this is going to be. This is, you can tell this is some cheap. Maybe that's why my granddaughter doesn't like them, because they're cheap. I don't know. Doesn't even really want to come out. Maybe that's why somebody got rid of them. Let's see, what can we do? Maybe I'll try to make some leaves. I watched Carol do that. I think I got that leaf upside down. That's all right. Go this way to make a leaf. Yeah. I'm no artist by any means. So I'm not looking for this to be anything special. Just some leaves, and I don't need to go down there. I'm going to put a pocket. By the time I'm finished, I may cover the whole thing up with a with another piece of paper. I would really love to be able to draw. I wish I could, but I'm just no good at it. I don't have a clue. That looks like a balloon. See if I can just make a huge leaf out of it. Does that look a little more like a leaf? Oh, that's a mess already, isn't it? Let's use some. This color. I'll make a flower. Wonder if I can make a flower. Well, where would I put my flower? I've already put my leaf way up there. I should have done my flower first. This is looking really, really bad. What if I put a big old flower in the middle? That looks terrible. My granddaughter could do better than me. I think I don't like this. I think I'm going to cover this up. That is a big fail. Let's don't use this. Let's get a piece of paper. I'm going to get a piece of paper and cover that up. I don't like that. Let me see what I got. That was a mistake. A big mistake. Some people say, oh, your mistakes just turn out to be something better. Well, no, I don't think so. Let's see, can you see through that? Just barely. How about if I just cover it with this? Just cover the whole page with this. Pull this tear. Yeah. What a mess. Oh my goodness. Well, you live and learn. I hadn't tried watercoloring, and now I know why. I haven't tried it because I'm no good at it. So some people make it look so easy, but I guess if you have the talent, it can be easy. But if you don't have the talent for it, well, I'm no artist. So I just do the best I can, which is not often all that good. I need to tear off a little more. It's not fitting. So I bet somebody would like to help me clean up this mess I made. And it'll look better when we're done. It'll never show. All right, that's good enough. Okay, so let me get my big jar of glue and open it up. Finally found my spatula. couldn't find it the other day when I was using this. And because my granddaughter had been in here and she was playing with it. So I found it. I'm just going to spread this glue on here. I don't know how far I'm going to get on this today before we call it. It might just be this one page. I work slow and spend a lot of time covering up mistakes, as I'm doing right now. So I don't do very many craft with me's because I know I bore people. So even if you don't stay, but for just a minute or two, I would appreciate a thumbs up and a comment, just to know you stopped by. Okay, I think that should be enough to hold this page down. Okay. I like pink anyway, so that'll be pretty. I need something wet. Put it in this water to wipe off my hands. Okay. There we go. Okay. I'll leave that out for now. I might use it some more. Okay, now I need to do a pocket. And I'm going to put this in the pocket. Okay. What do I have that's nice that I can use to make a pocket that's going to match with that? Let's see, I can use some of this. But I need something underneath it. That's some pretty grungy looking. How about this? I don't know where this came from. I think it was a piece of scrapbook paper. That's what it looks like. I'm going to use it. You matter to the universe, for you plant seeds every day. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's just use a little bit of this. Where's my ruler? What did I do with it? You know, it's hard for me to keep up with anything. And I have to be, this ruler here, I can keep up with it because it keeps getting hung on the magnets, this book. Okay, I'm going to make my pocket about that big. It's a little crooked, but that's okay. I'm not going to stress out over that. That's okay. That will be fine. Do I want to put any of this on there? No. I think I'll put some lace. Whoops. I put some new glue in here and it's very runny. Very. Hadn't had a chance to dry up, I guess. Art glitter glue. So runny. I better wipe it. Better wipe it a little so it doesn't ooze out. Okay. Oh dear. What do I do with my pen? Put it back in there. I should let it dry out a little. Probably work better. Okay, I got that. Now I'm going to put a little bit of lace. I saw this over here. Yeah, put this on there. That'd be pretty. A little bit of this. It'll be just fine. Forgot to turn my glue gun on, so I guess I'll just use this. I don't know if that'll hold it. I really like working with my... I'll come back to it when my glue gun gets hot. We need to let that dry. This I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this here. Am I going to leave that attached? We'll pull that up and let's pull it up. Come on. There we go. I could put something in that if I had something to put in it. Let's see, do I have anything? Will this fit? It might, but I don't know. I'm not going to put that in there. Let me see what else I have. Oh, let me see what I got in here from Lynn. Maybe there's something in here. And Lynn's stuff that will fit in there. Let's see. Oops. Card. Got a little bird. Got a... Will this fit? You know, it might. It's got a note inside to me, so... Oh, man. If I trim off just a tad, I think I can get that to fit. How much do I need to trim? Just a little bit. Just a teensy bit. There's my little trimmer. Have you ever seen such a mess of a way to work? Well, I don't know where it's at. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. I'm a mess, and I can only half see. My glasses don't, you know, work just exactly right. I'm going to trim this down about that much. Let's see if I do that. It'll fit. Get in there. Come on. Maybe if I could get my hands to work right, I could get it to go in. We're getting off to a really slow start. What did I do there? Let me see. I think I might need to trim it down just a tad more. Yeah, it's kind of hitting on that. So let me just do a teensy little bit more. Just a little. Now, if I would have been thinking, I probably would have known that this is made for a 4x6 picture. What do you think? I think so. Now, let's get in there. I'm going to do this side first because there's something just a little bit wonky with that photo corner there. There we go. Ta-da! Look at that. It's in. There. Now, I just want to make a little note. Not with that pen. With the friction. Friction, or however you say it. Just want to write. Oh, it's on there. I don't have to. Lynn put her initials on there. Okay. I don't need to write anything on it. I already know who it's from. Okay. So, that's done. Now, let's see. Yeah, that's cool, huh? Yeah, I like that. Okay, now I need to go back over here and add my lace. Right here. Make sure I get the right side. My glue gun's probably hot now. Just a very tiny, tiny. There we are. Perfect. Now, do I want anything down the side here? No, I don't think I'm going to do too much ruffles along on the side because of my closure. I think I'm going to do them on the bottom and on the top, but I'm going to leave the sides kind of not too embellished right along the edge. Okay. I could put a pot, I need to put a tag in here. So, oh, I wish I could remember who I got these from. I just can't. What side? Oh, the bird side. Definitely the bird side. There we go. The pocket I'm going to leave empty for now. And not sure about this page yet. Let me think about this for a minute. Maybe I'll collage on this page, or maybe I'll do some stamping, perhaps. I could put this on here and just, I got to put something over that right there. This was something I got from my aunt. She sent me a birthday card, and the envelope was so pretty. I should have put it in as a page, but I didn't, so maybe I'll use it later. I don't know yet. That's what I got here. This was some stuff that I made when I was on vacation. Came out of an old, pictures came out of a magazine. I don't know what they were. I could put this here. Maybe I'll move it back here somewhere. Okay, I am definitely going to use it. I've been holding on to it for a long time. So it's time to put something there. All right, let's move on. This is done. I should put something right here just to kind of... I had some... Let me think for a second. Now let me look. I had... you know what? I might do this. No, I'm not. I thought I'm not going to. What if I put her right there? What do you think? I like that. Surrender your fear and trust your journey and love, love, love. I think I'll add that there just for something to be there. And then I'll figure out what else I might do on here. I could just glue that down and make it a little, like a tuck spot. Maybe add some lace around it. Or put something else behind it over here. I could add a little doily in there. She's so cute. She doesn't look very grungy though, does she? It might be a little too grungy on that side. This is, see. Oh, I know. Where was that piece of paper that I had? Here. What about if I put this behind her? I could tear this apart. add that there. Let's see. How about like that? And then just add this piece in under here, like so. So that when you open it up, there's something there. Yes, yes, I think I'll do that. Okay, let me do that. Whoops. So messy. Anybody still here? I like to ask if you're still here, because really, you're just listening to me work this stuff out in my head. See, I'm going to put that up here like this. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. That's what we're doing. Sticky. Now, question is, do I want to leave? I don't think I want to leave the edges. Do I want to tear them a little? What did I do with that wet thing I had? Lost it. Laid it down in my book. My fingers are sticky. Oh, here it is. Okay, let me put some more water on it. I'm just getting water out of my little water cup I have sitting here. Okay, I think I'm just going to tear the page. I'm just going to tear this right here a little bit. I'm going to take that white off. And sorry if I'm got my fingers out of the frame. I'm just tearing. We all know what that is. Just giving it a little tear around the edges. And then I think I'll ink them a little bit. Should I try some of that ink I got from the thrift store? Or should I just add a little of my yucky coffee and tea? Let's just do this. That's going to work just fine. I keep this jar on my desk that I never pour out. It dries up, and then I just add a little water to it, and it gives me a nice dark stain. Okay, now do I want to, no, I'm not going to use that. See this? Looks kind of yucky. It's very thick, and it's very dark. And if I want, sometimes I just want a little darkness around something, I just use that. I use it a lot for my Like if I have a little piece of fabric and I want to make it darker. I did one the other day for something. I had a little piece of it left. Yeah, no, that's not it. I don't know where it went. Anyway, I just put a little dab down and smush it around in it. Makes it very dark. Now, where are those? What do I do with those inks? Maybe I could use one of those and just lightly dab it on that. Let's see, what kind should we use? Let me see, what's my colors? I guess we should use this right here. Let's try this. I don't know what kind of ink this is. I don't know. It's not ever been opened, so I know it's going to be not dried out, I don't think. Now, what do I want to use on it? I think I'll use a paintbrush. Let me try. Excuse me while I get a paintbrush. Okay, let's see if this will work. There's something on there. Let's see what it does. I'll try down here. How's that look? Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. Maybe add some. I'm going to mess these up, but that's okay. They'll be all. They'll be all mixed together, but that's all right. Make something pretty here. You don't know till you try, right? I need to fix some more of this. I need to embellish some more paper. That's a tool, right? I mean, emboss some more paper. We can use our tools. Wouldn't that be a tool? I think so. I think it's a tool. Maybe a little more yellow, perhaps. What do you think? Not the greatest looking. Maybe I need to add a little something to make it a little darker. I don't want any coffee, but what if I was to just use my paintbrush and add a little vintage photo? I wonder if I can get any off on there. Yeah, let's just do that. Just in spots, just good enough. Okay. See, that got a little dark. Maybe look good in spots. I'm not an artist of any kind, in case you can't tell. But anyway, let's see. I'm going to just say that's going to be like that. Yeah, I like that. Go right there. What do you think? Maybe right here. Now I might add a little lace, just a little bit down the side. I said I wasn't going to use any, but I might put that paintbrush in there so I can get it cleaned up later. I want it to spill. Okay. All right, let's see. Maybe like that. Let me see. I have an old bunch of stuff over here. See if I can find a little, well, maybe I can find something in this here. Let's see what about this. This is a little piece of, how about this? How about if I just lay that down on this side, like so? Or maybe I want this edge, the torn edge. Might be better. I think so. Yes, I'm going to do that. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to stick it with. I don't want it to be, I don't really want it to be too laid down. So I think I'm just going to do it. And I don't want a lot sticking out because of the way my closure is for my book. So yeah, I think I'm just going to do it just like that. And then the picture's going to cover the side. Yep, that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to lay it down. I'm putting a lot of glue because I'm going to have to put glue anyway to hold my lady down. So I'm just going to do it this way. Then I got a little sticking out, a little bit ragged. And then she's going to go right here, like this. Just going to do it this way. Just slop it down. If I have to come back and add a little more, I can do that. Now, where did I want her? Right about here, I think. Yep, there she's good right there. Okay. Now that's done. And I think I'm just going to leave this down here for journaling. Maybe I'll take a stamp and put something right there and just let this page be. I have this stamp here that says notes. I could put a couple pieces of paper there. Yeah, that way it won't look so bare. Right? Let's see what I've got. I have some pieces of coffee dyed paper or something in here I can use. Maybe not. What did I do with that other thing? Oh, there it is. I'm all over the place. See if I got anything big enough. There's one. Could use some that, I guess. Got anything else in here? Don't have to be all the same size, right? 3 different sizes. Some straw paper. That's from Rachel. Let me use a piece of straw paper. Might be nice to have a little bit of that. I should have made a page, but I didn't know I had this. Besides that, it wouldn't have been right because it wouldn't have been from the thrift store, which neither is that, but I don't know how it got in there, but it's in there, so I'm going to use it. That's probably enough pages just to have spots to write. Let's see which way I want to put it. I think I'll put it this way. A little bit too wide. Okay. Get my stapler. Where'd I put those little pieces of paper I just had? Actually, I think I'll just use a little piece of this. And you'll see what's happening in just a minute. I know you don't see what I'm doing, but you will in a minute. Might be making this way too much, way too more complicated than I needed to. Way too more? That doesn't sound right, does it? Now, just a little ink. There we go. I'm dropping things everywhere. Everywhere. There we go. Okie doke. Now I've got some little pages in here for writing. Got my little girl down. You can see her. She peekaboos through here. This little girl over here. Okay. I'm going to do one more page and then we're just going to call it quits. Because I'm sure you're getting tired of watching me struggle through this. Let's skip a couple pages and do this page. I'm going to make this a little bit faster, I think. Because I had an idea for something I wanted to do with a piece of this paper right here. This fabric. Love this. I think it's so pretty. Came from the thrift store, of course. I think I got it the last time I did a haul, which will be the last haul I do for a while, because some of you might know that I'm not going to be going to the thrift store this month. So far, so good. I'm doing pretty good about not going. See if this will tear this way. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I have such a mess. Alright, it's a little big. I could let it hang off, but like I said before, I don't want to, I just don't want to have a lot of hangover to bulk up where my, I didn't think about that when I decided to do this, because I really do like to embellish with a lot of laces on the sides, but not going to happen this time. I'm just making a pocket out of this lady. There we go. She cute. Look at that. Cute. Cute, cute. Here we go. Pocket is done. Now, do I want to do any staining on it, or do I want to leave it like it is? I think for now I'll just leave it. I could put a little ruffle down on the bottom. What have I got in my little box here of ruffles that would match? I could use a piece of this. No, I could use a piece of this. It's not very dark. something pretty. How about this? Yes. Should I use this? I'm going to use a piece of this, but I don't know where I'm going to put it yet. I'm not going to put it on the bottom. I don't want to cover up her dress. So, I could put it here. Oh, let's put it up here. Yeah, put it up here. Yes. Up there it's going. There we go. Now something needs to go in the pocket. What have I got? What do I have that I can put in the pocket? I got this from an order that I received from Etsy, and look, she gave me some candy. I never ate it. It's still in there. How about if I put this picture? No, that's too many ladies. I need something that's got some kind of flower or something on it. I don't know if I have anything in here. I got some numbers here that oh, ooh, look at her. No, I don't think. No, that's too many ladies, but I'm definitely going to put her in. I don't think I have a picture with a... What's in here? Here's some stuff. Where's this come from? Oh, this is from Carol. Some more stuff from Carol. Let's see if I got something in here that will match. That's the wrong color. I don't think so. Whoops. Let me show that. Okay. I'm going to have to come back to that one, I think. Because I don't think I have anything pretty to put in there. I'm going to have to look some more for something else, I think. I don't have anything in here either. We could just put a piece of paper in there. No, that doesn't match. I like things that kind of match a little bit. No, I'm seeing absolutely nothing. I'm going to look through this, and then I'm just going to say we'll figure it out another day, because I got to move on to some other stuff. Let's see, there's something in here. Oh, what if I use, that's not very pretty though, is it? Doesn't match her. Need something that's going to match her. I think I'm going to have to work on this another time, unless I come across something really quick. I could make a tag out of that. That's a piece of scrapbook paper. And I could make a tag. Oh, there, that could be a journaling spot right there. What else is in here? Just a little card that came from somewhere. How about what if I just put these in there and use them for places to journal? What about that? Maybe I'll come back and do something with this. It's a little bit stiff. Could just leave it open like that. Yes, we're doing that. So that one's done. Okay, I'm going to stop there. So let's see what we got, what's done. Okay. This was already done. Got a tag in there. I need something in here. I think I could use one of these. This one right here. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. That can go there. I got this in here. Put it up a little so you can see it better. No, can't. Falls over. It's heavy. This from Lynn. Here. This from Carol. That. With some note paper there. And this fabric with these journaling spots in it. There, I'm going to call this done for now, and I'll work on it some more throughout the week, and I'll come back and show you what I did on Friday. So yeah, so that's a pretty good start. How are we doing? Yep, got to be careful not to get it too thick where it won't close. Okay, thanks a lot for stopping by and watching me make such a mess, because hey, that's what I do. And my organized crafting. So I will talk to you guys later. Thanks again. Be safe, be well, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.